How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another episode on the Falcon YouTube channel. Hope you've been enjoying all the episodes and really appreciate the feedback as always. And just remember to always like, comment and subscribe so you can always be notified on what we've got in the future. We have some exciting things coming in the works and we want to make sure that you're always in the loop. So what are we going to be talking about today? Well, today we're going to be talking about overtrading. So this is a topic that people tend to struggle with a lot. So we're going to be going over some key details here, and I'm going to be giving you some tips and some quality questions that you can ask yourself to stop you overtrading. So firstly, where does overtrading really stem from? Well, essentially overtrading really comes from this need to wanting to be in the market. We think that, well, you know what, the more trades we take, the more money we make. And that's not the truth. It's actually less is more, and having a tailored plan that we're focusing on. It's always about the quality of trades, not the quantity of trades. But if you don't know this and you just come in, then naturally you're going to overtrade. Well, there's two things that we can focus on here. Is overtrading really bad? Because it's always looked at in a really bad light, right? But there's one thing to it. When you overtrade at the beginning, that's actually okay. And the reason why I say that is because at that stage, you're testing. Now, as long as you're not overtrading and risking 10% of your account per trade, that's a different thing. If you're risking 1% per trade and you're testing and you're trialing things out, that's the cost of business. That's you testing, getting involved in real emotions, real money in the market, and understanding those things. So that part is fine. And what it does is it gets you used to placing trades. Now, some people have this fear of placing trades in the first place. They become so conservative, and let me know if you felt like this as well. They become so conservative that you end up not placing trades, and you see all of these trades go without you, essentially, and you constantly have this fear where you just won't fill out the deal ticket, you won't place the trade. Why is that, right? So you need to dig deeper into those things and realize that, well, if you're someone right now that's struggling with overtrading, you already have the characteristics, if you like, or you already have the habits to be able to just say, right, there's a trade, I'm going to take the trade. You don't really have that fear to take trades. What you need to do is just rein it in, right? Take less trades, more quality trades. So how do you begin doing that? What are the practical things that we can do? I know everybody wants this one exercise, Mark, what can I do today? What exercise can I do so I can stop overtrading? The truth is there's not going to be this one thing that you can do tomorrow or next week and suddenly you'll just stop overtrading. Otherwise it would be very easy. So essentially we need some practicality here and some good quality questions. So essentially the quality of your trades will come from the quality of your questions. So what questions could you ask yourself? Well, think about it for a moment. Think about right now, what questions do you think you could ask yourself, even before I was to tell you? You used to think about it. What questions could you ask yourself to stop you overtrading? Well, the most important question that I want to get into first is think of it like this. The next time, and you want to write this down, the next time you go to take a trade, look at that trade and ask yourself, because this is a process. This is how you stop overtrading, it's a process. Ask yourself, if I was to trade on £1 million account, or 10, 20, whatever the figure is, if I was to trade on that, would I still place this trade? And what's going to happen there? You might think this is really obvious, yet people don't do that. You're going to take a step back and say, well, hold on a minute, maybe let's look at this again. Let's maybe take a second look at this trade. And then you start to realize, well, the trade is just a nothing trade, and I have this need to be in the market, so I'm trading for the sake of trading, or I think that the more trades that I take, the more money I'll make. That is one very simple question you can ask yourself, and you will be amazed at how many people I've seen, hundreds and hundreds into the thousands, that have done this, that has helped them reduce that hesitation and reduce that need to want to be in the market, right? So essentially, asking the first question is key. Now when we go into the second question, so what's another question that we could ask ourselves that's going to help us reduce that, right? Reduce overtrading. Well, think of it like this. Ask yourself, if you were limited, right? If you were limited to just 10 trades per year, would the trade that you're about to take right now be one of those 10? Now these 10 trades are, your go-to setups. These are your very high probability type setups. Now, it's not saying that you have to focus on perfection and always take these perfect trades, but this is just a way to reduce that overtrading. If you knew that you was only limited to 10 trades per year, lots of successful traders have done this, you're going to then take a look at that trade and say, well, this is not one of the 10. Well, naturally, you won't take the trade. What does that do? It reduces overtrading. Then we go to the third one. Third one is very simple, very practical, very helpful as well. So the third part is where we ask ourselves, when you're about to take the trade, so next time you're about to fill out that deal ticket, before you click OK, or when you're filling it out, because you're going to still have, when you're trying to reduce overtrading, it's not just going to be these questions you ask yourself and then boom, it's gone. You're still going to probably make minor little errors and minor mistakes, and that's fine. But ask yourself, the next time you're in that process, is this trade in my trading plan? You might think that's really obvious. It's an obvious question to ask, right? Yet so many people don't do it. And you always look back in hindsight when you're reviewing your performance and thinking that trade wasn't in my plan. So now, the next time you're going to place a trade, you ask, is that trade in my plan? You'll find out 9 times out of 10, you're over trading, and the over trading part are trades that are not even in your plan. So then what does that do? You ask yourself, well, is that trade in my plan? Okay, let's take a look at my trading plan. Nope, it's not in my trading plan. Well, don't take the trade. And this is what is happening, right? You're waiting for this one big thing that's going to stop you over trading, not realizing that it's just quality questions. And when you start asking these simple questions that you can follow, just 3 simple questions. Would I take this trade in a £1 million account? Would I take this trade if I was limited to 10 trades per year? And is this trade in my trading plan? Ask these series of questions every single time you take a trade, which, as you can see, just takes you 10 to 15 seconds. You're going to find that you then start to gain some clarity. You rein it in. Naturally, that reduces, and you can go from someone that maybe takes 5 to 10 trades a day, you start taking then 2 to 3 trades a day. Then you start focusing on more quality. So you start to realize it's actually just a simple process. So remember, overtrading at the beginning, if you're new, it's not always a bad thing, because you actually get used to placing trades rather than having that fear of constant hesitation and waiting for perfection, if you like. Because the market's imperfect, right? So we can't afford to wait for the market to be perfect. Now, there are times when the market does give us those beautiful, very clean go-to trades, but a lot of times we have to read between the lines and understand that it's about an edge of probability, not perfection. So, understand these things, and I highly recommend you do it. I just wanted to keep this video kind of short and sweet and just give you some tips, because you got to understand, in order for you to become consistent, in order for you to be the best trader you can be, if you're over trading, that's going to be one of the biggest things that are holding you back, because you're not thinking about progressing, you're not thinking about quality of trades, you probably don't even have a trading plan or any of these things. So if you actually work on over trading, as a side effect, you'll probably build your first trading plan that you don't have, you'll ask far more better questions, and you'll become more calmer within the market, and you'll be doing things that encourages you to be consistent. So focus on those, and as a side effect, you'll become a better trader. So let me know if these questions have helped, and if you have other questions, I'm always keen to hear. Doesn't matter what strategy you trade, by the way, and this is relevant for all strategies. These tips are very simple questions. I would love to hear any tips that you guys and girls have come up with, or if you have a checklist or something like this that helps you out. We'll probably put one here on the screen, so the checklist of what you're going to focus on. So essentially, limited to 10 trades a year. Would you take this trade on a £1 million account? And is this trade in my trading plan? Those 3 things, write them down. Let me know how you get on, and I'm really, really looking forward to bringing you the next round of content that we've got in the works. Like I've said, just to give you a bit of an update, the next 6 months, honestly, it's going to be crazy. The things that we've got in the works, very, very excited. And if you haven't already, we're in Q3, right? So Q3, what could you be doing? Well, if you haven't got your doobie and halves, and you haven't got that mapped out for the next 6 months, you're in Q3, get your 90-day plan down. Now, you might be slightly late to it, because essentially we're already in that process, but there's nothing wrong with you starting it now, rather than just waiting for the next quarter and then starting your 90 days. Start it now, get it done. 90 days. A lot can change in 90 days in all areas of life when you just get it down on paper. You'll be surprised what you achieve. So again, use this as encouragement. That's what I want you to take away from this video. Practicality. Overtrading is a topic that gets asked a lot, and it's actually very simple to reduce it. Never focus on this one big thing, and remember, the quality of your trades will come from the quality of your questions. Really hope you've enjoyed this episode. Cannot wait to catch you all soon. And again, guys and girls, have an incredible week ahead.